Who's the biggest supporter of Venezuela? This is very important. I got some audio on this coming up after the next break. China, the CCP. The CCP is their biggest supporter because the syndicate was giving them sanctioned oil illicitly trafficking oil to China. This is oil in our hemisphere. And this is something that is really noteworthy about President Trump, which is different from him, from any other prior president that I've seen in my lifetime, Democrat or Republican. He actually prioritizes our own hemisphere. He looks at Latin America as essential to our national security because that's our homeland. This is, relatively speaking, in terms of proximity, we're way more vulnerable if we see encroachment in our own hemisphere. Trump sees that, Rubio sees that, and this has been ignored, aside from some tough talk from the Joe Bidens and Chuck Schumers of the world of yesteryear. This has been ignored for so long, and yet we've never actually seen this before turn into policy. We have the tough talk. I'll play you some of that in a little bit. But overall, you see that Donald Trump sees, why is China here? Why is the CCP here taking this oil, getting it illicitly from a guy who shouldn't be president, who's running a drug cartel, who does not have the support of the people, but has basically bought off Cuban security? So we killed at least 32 Cubans. You know what was really a fun detail that I learned is that Maduro apparently left his wife behind and ran for his panic room. And that's where we got him. So we got him on his way to his panic room, said peace out to the spouse. And then we got him right before. We apparently read him his rights, according to Marco Rubio. And now we got him. He's here. And what comes next? What comes next could be messier, of course. So it is a regime change. So is this a regime change war? No, there's no war. We are in there for 2-3 hours. And I find this remarkable on the heels of regime change efforts that we've had in Iraq in particular, also Afghanistan, where we try for 20 years and fail. Well, we tried for 3 hours and succeeded in this instance, which is just amazing. And the footage that we have at Breitbart.com, you all should check out, just people just exuberant, wildly celebrating in the streets. The people were liberated. Donald Trump, Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth, they liberated the people of Venezuela. Now, what comes next is going to be messy, and we're going to have a lot of ownership over it. The bottom line is, in order for people to have a successful midterm, for Republicans to have a successful midterm, the main thing is going to be affordability. Now, could this help? Potentially. I mean, war is good business, believe it or not. Freeing up some of the oil. We got Chevron down there. Like, there were major American corporations down there, so we could have some benefit. But overall, this isn't the top tier issue for us to win in a midterm. But I will tell you that this thus far has been a big victory. The word of caution is regime change is tough. We got to see what happens next. But overall, that this has been a remarkable success to this point. We're talking about taking out one of the worst drug cartel leaders in the world. That's what Maduro was. He was not a president. He was not a legitimate leader. He was an autocrat who was a drug dealer who was sending drugs to this country and openly defying our president and giving access to China. China was controlling Venezuela. That was the plan, and that was what we were up against and what Donald Trump saw.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.